So guess who was about to do a live and she got another audition? This chick right here. So sorry guys, like I was literally prepping my background and everything, and then I got a notice from my agent that I have an audition tomorrow freaking morning, and I have a script that I have to be off book for. That is what I signed up for, and I kind of love it. No, I really, really love it. So I'm so sorry. What I decided to do instead was to get you guys a more structured review, because you guys prefer that anyway. I just like to do the lives because I like to talk to you guys about the show and just everything that's happening. So I'm really sorry that I couldn't make it today. Moving forward, I'm not canceling the lives. I just do not want you guys to set a time aside and wait for it, because I just don't know if I can commit to a certain day and a certain time, because I foolishly made a live and set it at a time during a very busy season in my life. Like, I really don't have a schedule. I really can't, because during pilot season, I just got to be open for any and every opportunity that happens. So I set the Bachelor After Show live for this time because I was really thinking that I could commit to it. But life and pilot season has told me something different. So I'm not canceling them. What I wanted to do is just to let you guys know to keep a lookout for it. What I will do is, before I go live, I will either put up a post or I will do a video just to let you guys know that I'll be going live within the hour. So I will always give you an hour's notice. I just will not have a set schedule for the lives, because right now I don't have a set schedule, okay? Remember last week I was able to give you guys a couple videos. This week, I don't even know. So I'm trying my darndest to get everything up this week, but guys, I have no idea. But I'm not complaining. This feels good. Anyway, let's get into this messy review. This was a good episode. This was a lot of unexpected things happened. A lot of things wrapped up. I was really, really into it. It was a good one. Let's talk about it. In my time watching this show, I have never met or seen families of the contestants trying to win the heart of the Bachelor or the Bachelorette who were so camera ready. I felt like Cassie's family, Kaylin's family, I think every family except for Tay-Tay, every other family was so ready to be on TV. It was kind of off-putting, because I prefer the family to be very I don't really feel like the cameras, but I'm here because I want to protect my child or my family member. I don't want them to get hurt by you. I don't really want to be on camera, but this is something that they want. This is something that they desire, and I want to be here to support them, and I also want to be here to check out this show and make sure that they're doing them right. Not saying that I didn't get that the families were being protective. I just felt like a lot of these people were just really happy that they were having a camera in their face and getting some attention. I mean, that's what I do for a living, so I don't have a problem with it, but I just kind of felt icky, because I'm used to and I prefer the families to be less about the cameras and more about the family member. For instance, Miss North Kakalaki, her hometown was really dry, really, really dry. But I felt like, excluding her mother, that her stepfather was just doing the most. I gotta be honest with you guys. He gave me a mild Michael Lohan. I just felt like he knew when the cameras were on him. He knew what to say. He was just, I don't know. He didn't give me this is my first time in front of the camera. You know what I mean? You can tell when somebody they're not really used to being on camera and they don't really care for it. I didn't get that from him, especially when he was talking to Kaylin. They were having this really sweet moment where she was talking about how he stepped in when her father did not, which is something I would have wanted to know a bit more about her sooner in this season. I think that would have been very, very interesting. You know what I mean? You are somebody who's potentially up to be the next Bachelorette, and you have a deadbeat father. You know what I mean? I want to know about that. You know what I mean? You're just like us. You know what I mean? I felt like for me, that's something that kind of normalizes her, because she's so put together. Anyway, they were having a really sweet moment, and she was talking about how he was, her father, because her dad didn't step up, and then he was like, oh, I didn't know you were going to go there, and he tried to cry. He turns away and he squeezes his eyes to get a tear out, and nothing happens. And at that point, I was like, Dad, you're doing too much. You doing too much. And he was even trying to cry again with Colton, and I was just like, Nah, you too thirsty for this attention. Too thirsty for it. Nothing wrong with it. I just don't prefer it from my hometown. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want the parents to be like Tay-Tay's parents. You know what I mean? I want them to be like, no, okay, what is this? What is going on? Even Brian, I love the fact that his mom was just like, who is this woman? You know what I mean? Like, that made sense to me. Everybody else is just so like, oh, okay, Cameron, just come on in here. Let's just talk. Let me just cry on cue. Let me just start giving you sound bites. Sit here and act like I don't know what's going on, even though I know good and well that I might and that there's a camera in my face. Come on. Miss North Kakalaki's hometown to me just seemed very manufactured. And speaking of manufactured, can we talk about how they were watching her home movie, standing in the corner, hugged up and looking over the second floor balcony to a wall where her home movies were projected. And I was just like, y'all couldn't have did this in the living room? Is there no other place for this to happen? It just looked very, very awkward. Now let's talk about a hometown that I was really excited about. Skipper. I love Skipper's family. I loved Skipper's family. They were just, first of all, I would not have imagined that Skipper would come from this family. You know what I mean? She just doesn't, I feel like her family has a lot of personality, and not saying that she doesn't have a lot of personality. I just feel like she fades into the crowd. She doesn't really stand out. And for somebody to have a mother like Beth, I would expect for you to stand out. That's all, because oh, you know what? Before we even get there, can we talk about this etiquette class? This was the first time I actually laughed at like a Colton scene. He was really funny to me in this etiquette class. Just his commentary, especially with the buttering of the bread. He was just like, who is going to sit there and peel off pieces of bread to butter them? He was like, no, I'm just going to open it up and butter the whole thing and eat it. And I was just like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. But I'm a Northerner. You know what I mean? Like, Northerners, we are savages with bread. Like, that's for a lot of us, that's the most important part of a meal, okay? Especially in Outback, baby. We go there, we rip that bread apart, we slather it with that honey butter, and we go to town. Ain't nobody taking no time to rip a little piece of bread and butter it. We eating the whole thing in one shot. This scene was really cute and it was really funny, and I felt like it foreshadowed the hometown because Skipper's hometown was fun. It was cute. I had a good time. I do feel like her parents were camera ready, but I didn't have a problem with it. You know what I mean? I didn't feel like they were trying to get anything out of it. I just felt like they are quirky and fun and they know it. You know what I mean? And they don't mind showing it. Unlike Miss North Kakalaki's hometown, I just felt like her stepdad was putting it on because he was trying to get something out of it. With Skipper's family, they were doing the most. But to me, I was like, this is who they are. This is who they, especially Beth. Baby, I love Beth. She gives me Price is Right. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I would see her on Price is Right and just her episode would go viral just from the things that she would say. You know what I mean? She just seems like a really just naturally funny person, because when she was sitting there talking to Skipper about Colton and she kept on fixing her little medium bang and she was just like, are you sure? Is he really the one? Do you mean it? And it was like this bang was this big and she kept on moving it because she was not going to look a mess on camera. I love Beth. I love Beth. They may not want it, but I wouldn't mind seeing more of them on TV. The family was just really, really fun. You know what? I can see Beth giving the local Walmart hell. I can just see her walking into her local Walmart in like this 1981 faux fur coat with some bad shades and just strutting right up to customer service and giving them hell. I can see that. That is bad. A customer service representative nightmare. But other than that, she's hilarious. And although I think that Colton is going to pick Skipper, if he doesn't, if we're going to get more of Beth and Skipper's family in general, I would take her as a bachelorette. Although I just feel like she gotta pull something out of her and just give me more, because that's how I felt about Becca. I was like, is she really going to have the personality to pull it off? And although I like Becca, the season was a little boring. You know what I mean? Like, I want somebody like Hannah Beast who will definitely give us a show. You know what I mean? But if they ultimately go and pick Skipper, if Colton doesn't pick her, then I want Skipper with Beth. Like Beth has to replace Chris Harrison or something like that, because we gotta have somebody to push that personality out of her. Now, let's talk about Tay Tay's date. By the way, I'm still detoxing. I'm not jumping off the wagon. I'm sticking with it. I actually have, oh, can you see it? Keep calm and carry on. I actually am drinking a raw almond butter and chocolate protein smoothie with honey. It's good. It's really, really good. So far, 8 pounds down. The healthy way. I say that because I'm an actress, and baby, we have some diets that will get you snatched in what? 2 days. But you'll gain that weight back in 3, okay? Been there, done that. We'll talk about that in another review. Tay Tay's hometown, the best one by far in my opinion. First of all, we start off with them skydiving. I would never do anything like this, right? But I just felt like how wonderful for you to do something so like intense and crazy and like life-threatening with your potential partner for life. You know, I don't know. I just loved it. I was like, oh my goodness. She blindfolds her man, takes him into a plane, and is just like, listen, we're going to jump out of this plane. How amazing does that sound for everybody else, not for me? But I was just like, this is so cool. And I also think that it was get back. Like Colton mentioned, he was just like, she's doing this to me because we bungee jump. But I just felt like it made so much sense. You know what I mean? On their first one-on-one date, they bungee jump. You come to my hometown, we're jumping out of planes. Like she's just, I don't know. I felt like she was like topping and matching. I don't know. I really like this date. I really, really did. I thought it was so smart. Tasia, you're so smart. I was like, yes, girl. This is how you get him. If he was having doubts or feeling stronger for anybody else, I feel like she sealed the deal. I also like how Colton is always put in these positions where he's like freaked out, and the woman he's with or the women that he's with is just like, it's all cool, we're fine. Like he's freaking out the whole time, and she's like, yeah, we're just gonna jump on a plane, no big deal. Like typical Colton, always running from something, and the women are just like, we got this, let's do it. Another part that I really liked is when they jumped out of the plane and they landed, he ran up to her and kissed her, and they just made out for like a couple minutes. It was cute. I was like, oh, this is really hot. For somebody else, not for me. Now, let's talk about Tay Tay's daddy. Listen, he wasn't here for no cameras. He was not here for the cameras. When he sat down with Tasia, and he was just like, what are you doing? I was like, black parents. Black parents do not care where you are at. They will tell you the truth. He didn't care that he was being filmed. He told her the truth. And there was even a moment where he was like, so if he proposes to you, will you say yes? And she was just like, well, yeah, Dad. And he like leaned back. He was so flabbergasted. And then there was a moment where Tasia, when she saw her dad like fall out like that, she looked over at the camera. And I was like, oh, this is real. They are not playing. The dad is not in on this scam. He's like, no, I don't know what my kid is doing. I don't know why they got y'all in my house like this, but this is not what we do. Not in this home. And I loved it because that was like the real deal. And that's what I want from the parents. That's what I'm used to. I'm used to doing the hometowns, and the parents are just like, what the hell is this? Who are you? You want my permission for what? I don't know you. That makes sense to me. Also, can we talk about how Colton asked for her hand in marriage? And her dad was like, I don't know you. I was just like, the dad is not playing along. He is not playing along. Guys, I lied to you not. I was watching this scene like this. Like this. Because listen, I've been there. I'm telling you. Don't give black parents a script. They're not going to go by it. They are not. They're going to do whatever they want. They don't care. They are the king of this castle, okay? Man or woman, they are the king of that castle. So they are not going to play the game. So I was just like, Tay, why? You knew who your father was. Why would you even bring this dude in this situation? And it was really uncomfortable for Colton. Listen, I was just watching this meet and greet through the TV screen, and I was intimidated by the father. Like, you can't lie to this dude. You can't play no games with him. I don't know why Colton went there with his scam, because it was not working. And then when he sat down with the brother was like, oh, I'm an FBI. I'm training to be an FBI agent. So if you break a heart, I can hunt you down. I was like, Colton, get out of this house, bro. This is not the chick that you can scam with. Go get Miss North Kakalaki or go get Cassie. This girl, you can't do it, especially when she was talking to her mama and there was a cross above the bed. I was like, oh, they the real deal, Colton. This family is about it, okay? They won't play ball. However, the dad did change his mind, right? After he told Colton no, that he would not give him permission to marry Tay-Tay, he had a change of heart. Here's what I think happened. I think Tay-Tay took her dad aside and told him what it is, you know what I mean? Let him know that she probably can't go any farther if he doesn't agree to him marrying her. And probably was just like, Dad, this is just a huge opportunity for me. It's just a TV show. Like, you know how we can talk to our parents, right? It's just like, listen, I don't want you to lie, but I just kind of want you to play along. So I think that's the conversation that happened, because even when the dad was looking at Colton and talking to Tay-Tay, everything he was saying, it looked so hard for him to actually speak the words, because he was just sitting there, his mouth was tight, and he was just like, yeah, well, you look so happy. You're glowing. I give you my permission to marry my daughter. I felt like he was being held at gunpoint. I was like, okay, Tay-Tay, you talk to your dad and let him know that he was messing up the game and for him to get on board. That's exactly what happened. Now let's talk about Cassie. Ooh, girl, you don't know how to play this game without Miss North Kakalaki. Cassie, this hometown was one of the hometowns where I felt like, again, I felt like this was a family that was in on the scam. You know what I mean? Just felt like they were all just camera ready. And I will not be surprised if they all end up with some Bravo reality TV show about how they're all blonde and living in Southern California and this is the cool things that happens in their life. Because I just felt like the dad and her sister was doing the most. Like, even when her sister is sitting down with her, she's trying to like cry to like show some emotion. And I don't know, it just felt rehearsed. I gotta be honest. It felt really rehearsed to me. This hometown. And even when the dad, although I will say this, I feel like the dad was putting it on, but I also agreed with everything he said. He made sense. His script made sense to me. I just was like, you guys are trying to get on TV. You know what I mean? Using this opportunity to open up a door for you. I'm not hating, I'm just observing. And can we also talk about how Colton is like in love with this woman and she is not there? She is not there with him at all, because even when the date first started, I felt like Cassie was really, really smart. The date started off on the beach. Cassie is in this bathing suit. Her cakes are out. That's what Colton likes. Show off the cakes. Get the boy's mind going crazy. He's sitting there talking to her and he's just like, well, you know how I feel. You know I love you. How do you feel? Like, can you get there with me? And she's just like, well, you know what? And I'm just like, Colton. At this point, Cassie is just Kerper in a blonde wig, because she is like not feeling this dude at all. And I just felt bad for the guy. I really, really did. Yes, he is the scam king, but these women don't want Colton. They don't want him. They leave the show. They get to hometowns and he's still like, can you tell me you love me? And Cassie's like, nah, I'm not there. Like, I'm not there. You're about to meet my family, but I'm not there. So anyway, he goes to meet the family, and the dad, doing the most dad, saying some really great things to him and to her, but it just seemed very rehearsed, very fake, especially this scene with the sister. Colton doesn't get the father's permission. You know what I mean? I think he said, I begrudgingly give it to you or something like that. Like, he doesn't get her hand. And so I don't know, what more does Colton need to know that this girl isn't the one for him? I like Cassie, you know what I mean? She's going to have a great career right along with Colton. Like, she's going to get on some soap TV show or some reality TV show. She's going to do just fine, just like Colton. But I just don't think that she is in it for him. She's in it for the opportunities. And I can't hate on that. You know what I mean? Like, secure the bag anyhow. I think her family is in on it as well. I think she let the family know, I'm not into this dude. I'm just really coming here to, get my career off the ground. Let's use it as an opportunity to put us all on. Let's be the next Kardashians. This is what I think is happening. I do still think that the guy from Young Once, I think that there is really still something there. I think that I wouldn't be shocked if this doesn't go all the way with her and Colton, that she ends up mysteriously reconciling with this dude again. I'm on to the scam. Again, I'm not hating. I'm just observing. Even at the end of this date, Colton is like fiending for her to say, I love you. The dad has told him, I'm not giving you my permission. He's leaving. He's staring at Cassie, wanting her to say that she loves him. It still doesn't happen. Dude, what more do you need? So I wasn't surprised. I wasn't shocked. I just was like, oh, so this is the choice that you made. Interesting. So we get to the rose ceremony, and the first person that's called is Skipper. I'm not surprised by that because Skipper and Colton have had a connection from day one. She reminds him of home, whatever that means, right? So I wasn't shocked by that. Then the next name that's called is Tay Tay. Girl, what? Let me tell you something. I called Cassie, I called Skipper, and I called Miss North Kakalaki. I didn't know who I thought the fourth one was going to be. I don't think I thought it was Tay Tay in the beginning. You guys got me on the Tay Tay train. I wasn't looking at her. I thought it was going to be Katie. I thought it was going to be Katie at the end. I was not featuring Tay Tay. She just was not on my radar. I did not think that she would make it this far, but I'm telling you what sealed the deal for her. That airplane jumping, what is it called? Is it jump out of airplane? That's what it's called? Bungee? No, it's not bungee. Whatever. That airplane date, that sealed the deal. That sealed the deal. He was so happy when he got on ground. He ran to that girl and took her in his arms. Like, that was the real deal to me. I don't think he was playing with that kiss or nothing like that or scamming. That was just a real moment. And I think that put her over the top. I think that put her over the top. But can we talk about how Miss North Kakalaki, when Tay Tay's name was called, oh, the disgust in her eyes. She looked at Cassie, who was shocked. And I think Cassie was shocked because she was just like, it's either between me and Kaylin, and I think he likes me more. Cassie is shocked because she doesn't want to go any farther. She wants him to cut her. Like, she's given him nothing. She hasn't said, I love you. She told her father not to accept his proposal or whatever. And she's still here. She cannot believe it. That's why Cassie is shocked. So Kaylin cusses, face changes, looks at Cassie and is just like, wow, like she couldn't believe it. Miss North Kakalaki could not believe it. Well, baby, she got shocked again because Colton called Cassie. Not surprised, though. Not surprised. We'll talk about that later. So Kaylin is sitting there shocked. She can't believe that she got cut. So Colton walks her out or whatever. And still in her shockness, like she was shocked for like a good 5 minutes. And then homegirl realized a bigger position was open. The Bachelorette. So immediately, when she got over that shock, homegirl started auditioning for the Bachelorette. She started crying out of nowhere, shaking, like just hysterical crying. Colton is trying to keep her together. And she's like, I can't believe it. I just thought that I was so short. Like, she was just giving me everything. And I said, yes, girl, keep your head in the game. That was the prize you and Cassie were eyeing from day one. You knew what you came in here for. Stay focused. So she started her little audition tape. Then Colton puts her in the car. She's breaking down some more, giving the producers everything that they need. And then she rides off into the sunset. Colton breaks down. He gives us this, yes, Colton. Yes, Young and the Restless, give it to us, give it to us. So then he goes back to the girls and then he walks away with Chris Harrison. I think he wants to talk to him. I think about the fantasy suite and if he does have to have sex or not. I don't know. I think that may be the conversation, but listen, let's talk about why I think that Colton picked Skipper, Tay Tay, and I was going to say Cassie. Yes, Cassie. Here's why. He's an American man. Virgin. Vaginal virgin. Okay, he done some things. Anyway, virgin. He's never had sex. He's getting restless now, okay? He's getting restless. He has straddled these women. He has done just about everything that you can do that ABC can air. He's ready now. He's ready for the main course. If you've never had sex before, you're a man in America. You're going to spread out your options. And you're going to get the typical chicks that these dudes talk about getting. Can we be real? We're talking for real here, right? And this is why I think he cut Kaylin. One, he just wasn't there with her. There was something about her hometown. The energy was just off with that. It just, I don't know. She was trying to force it. I felt like he was trying to force it. It just, Something wasn't right there, right? Also, on their first one-on-one, Kaylin mentioned that she was sexually assaulted. And Colton then mentioned that he was in a relationship with someone, Ali Risman, who was sexually assaulted, and he couldn't move forward sexually. He didn't want to because he wanted to protect her. I think he put Caitlyn in the same box that he put Ali. I think he did that because he knows that he's probably going to have sex with these girls, and he doesn't want to harm her in any way. I'm not saying that he's using the other women, right? I am saying that I don't think that he wanted to have careless sex with Kaylin and it mean more to her and it not mean much to him because he's not there with her. And he probably knew that he wasn't going to go the full distance with her. You know what I mean? I think he was just very careful of what she's been through. He doesn't want to do that to her, especially if he doesn't pick her. So it's better to send her home instead of harming her any further. And I think that also, listen, he wanted to sleep with Cassie. He wanted to get his hands on Cassie's cakes. Listen, you got to think about it. Never had sex before, right? He about to have sex with 3 chicks. He gonna pick the Cali surfer chick. All them Jews had a fantasy about the Cali, the surfer girl, whatever. You know, oh my goodness, she rides a surfboard. How is she gonna ride my penis? I'm talking like a dude. That's it. Okay, follow me, ladies. Then you got the Southern Barbie. Okay, who's skinny? A skinny Southern Skipper. Okay, you got the Skipper doll. That's another fantasy. Men love a blow-up doll. They love it, right? Then let's be real. The black chick. Can we talk? Can we be honest? It's just like he about to sample everything that he probably didn't dreamt about when he was playing with himself in a matter of 3 days. He wants to have a good time and not think about harming someone that he's just not there with. That's what I think is happening. He's about to get all his fantasies from the time when he was a little boy to now he's a grown man in a span of 3 days. He been wanting to have sex with Skipper. Remember when it was on the bed? I was like, are they going to yell cut? Like, why are we filming this? Her dress is riding up. He's riding her, grinding on top of her. Like, a lot of stuff was happening with him. Then he got Cassie on this patch of sand, was surrounded by some water that wasn't an island, and just gripping on her behind. Then when Tay-Tay walked into that boy's room with his jersey on, he was ready right there. Kaylin didn't have those moments with him. Those other 3 girls did. And now he wants to see if the sex is better than the foreplay. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. This is what happened. His first time out, and he about to sample everything that America dreams of. Listen, child, Colton about to make America great again, okay? I'm a mess. Anyway, that's where the episode ends. The episode really ends on a cute note, which is why I was just like, if Skipper is chosen to be the next Bachelorette, I need her family on every ride with her. I want her family in every episode because they bring something out of Skipper that we just don't get. And what they bring out of her is very interesting for TV. Since we have this moment where she starts rapping. How adorable and corny was this? It was so cute. Her family's just like, did you know Colton? She's a rapper. So she gets up and she starts rapping. She's like, wait, I need a beat. And her dad, he starts trying to beatbox and instead he's making like pistol sounds. It is the corniest, the daddiest thing, the whitest thing ever, but it was so cute. I love this moment. I really, really did. And I was like, Skipper, we want this. This was so cute. Her rhymes were terrible, but it was fun. It was adorable. I don't know. I was just like, if we choose her, if he doesn't choose her, which I think he is, he's going to pick her. If he doesn't, and it's between her or Hannah Beast, if y'all pick her, you gotta have Beth replace Chris Harrison, and you gotta have that corny dad beatboxing every time she goes to walk to this rose ceremony. Just have her dad beatboxing behind her. Have those ratchet cousins with the let me speak to the manager haircut. Have them be her advisors throughout the season. That would be a good show. But that's the only way I will accept Skipper as the Bachelorette, because she just doesn't have it on her own. Her family has to pull it out of her. Anyway, that's where the episode ends. It was a good episode. I just wasn't expecting Kaylin to go home, but throughout the episode, it just made sense. It made sense. It would have made sense for him to cut Cassie as well, because dude, she don't love you. She don't. She doesn't love you. You're cute. She's having fun, but she is not there with you. So I wouldn't have been shocked if he sent both of them home, and then we just would have skipped right to, you know, the hometown, not the hometowns, the fantasy suites, and then the engagement. I think they made him keep an extra person just because they have to, we got this many episodes and you got to fill out the season. That's what I think happened, because there was no reason for him to keep Cassie. She didn't want to be there anyway. So that's where it ends. Thank you guys so much for checking out your girl. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next week on Monday for the next episode of The Bachelor, and on Tuesday, bright and early, for the Women Tell All. That's what I'm looking forward to. Because guys, when Kaylin left, she did not acknowledge Tay-Tay. She did not acknowledge Skipper. She turned around to Cassie. She hugged her and she said, "Love you, girl. Get engaged." At the end, it is just about getting engaged. Like those two, they came in with a plan, or they linked up with a plan. And it seems like it was just those two against the whole house. They have an energy that I feel like turned the whole house off. And I want to know from the women in the house what really went down. That's what I'm looking forward to. The next episode, fine, we get the fence jump. I want to see the fence jump, but I really want to see the Women Tell All. And I have a theory about the fence jump. I think the fence jump is because Cassie quits the show. That's what I think is happening, guys. I don't think that Colton is going to cut her. I think, again, like everybody else on this season, she going to cut her damn self. That's what I think is going to happen. Cassie's just going to tell him, "I'm not there yet, and I am not ready for marriage." And that is what is going to send him jumping over that fence, because he wanted to have Cassie's cakes, and he can't have it. He was so close. Missed out at the end. That's it for me, guys. Love you, and I will see you next week. Bye.